Okay, guys, so welcome to Empowered Elites team call for March 16th. I have an awesome guest speaker lined up for you guys tonight. Before we get started, I just wanted to tell you a few things that are up and coming that have been released since they've been on the cruise. We have a brand new workout that's coming out that's going to be launched at Summit called Country Heat. And it's a country dance-inspired workout done by Autumn Calabrese. Which sounds like it's absolutely awesome and will fit a totally different network of people. So I'm really excited about that. And again, that will be launching at Summit this summer. And then Recover from the performance line. They're going to be launching a new flavor, an orange flavor, and that's going to be coming out in May. And then they're going to be doing a live, I guess, streaming. I'm not really too sure exactly what it entails, but they're searching for a new master or a new super trainer. And they're going to be launching a new episode every week on demand. So I think that's really cool that we can watch who they're selecting to be a new trainer for our programs. That's all the updates right now. Just a reminder, our 22-minute hard corps test group, challenge group kicks off next Monday. So if you have participants for it, make sure to add them to the group because posts for that will start on Thursday. And before we dive in and let Miss Natalie take over, does anybody have rank advancements they want to shout out from last week? Anybody? No? Okay. All right. So I asked Natalie to speak tonight. Can you be quiet for 1 minute, please? You're Declan? Sorry, I'm so rude to not introduce him. Miss Natalie and I have been friends since really early on in coaching. I think we were actually in Coach Basics together, weren't we?
Yeah.
And so we've been coaching about the same time. Natalie ended the year last year with a 5-star elite team ranked 193 or 197?
197.
197 in the company. I just admire so much because Natalie's like very calm. She always has the best advice and she always knows exactly what to tell you to kind of get you unstuck and out of a rut and make you feel like you're made for more. And I just love the passion and the energy that she brings to her business and to her team. And I'm really excited for her tonight to talk to you guys about consistency and belief and about building a team and why that's so important to your success in this business. So without further ado, Miss Natalie, take it away.
Well, thank you. You get me all nervous to talk. Hey guys, it's nice to see you and meet you guys that I don't know, but yeah, like she said, it's, we had an elite team in 2015 and we were ranked in the top 200 and all these really cool stats. But the thing is, you guys, is I started 2 years ago, just like maybe some of you. I came from a corporate job that I hated. I was 30 pounds overweight. I have absolutely no business experience. I went to college to further my education to go to vet school. Never ended up going to vet school because my husband's in the military, so I chose to travel with him instead. So for me, it was just like spending my whole, not my whole life, but basically my whole life trying to figure out what I was going to do and what my place was in the world. And when I got to a point where all of the changes, the move to travel with my husband, our wedding, not being able to find a job with a bachelor's degree, all those things started to weigh on me. And I started to feel that anxiety and that depression and all of those things started to kick in, and I'm 30 pounds heavier now. So, just like anybody, I came to this business because I needed a weight loss journey. I needed to find my confidence again. I needed to get my head right. And the only way that I knew how to do that was to find time to put myself first again. And if that was 25 minutes a day doing Shaun T's T25, then, that's what I was going to do. And that's what kind of got me on this path of coaching. So like Dana said, tonight I really want to talk to you guys about belief and your worthiness and confidence in this business. So you might be wondering how those two things can and if I look down, it's because I have notes. But you might be wondering how those two things can excel your business. But without believing in yourself, or having confidence, but your face and make it your brand on social media, then your business isn't going to thrive. So if you're somebody that hides behind Shakeology, or you hide behind 21 Day Fix, or, one of those things, we got to cut that out. You have to be confident enough to bring yourself forward, to know that whatever your story is, it's good enough. And you just got to share that unapologetically every single day. People don't buy you, right? Or they don't buy Shakeology. They don't buy 21 Day Fix. They buy you. People want to work with me. They could go online and buy these things. But why do people want to work with me? Because of the story I tell, because they relate to me. So remember that. So are you guys 2015 coaches, or are you all this year? I know there's some of you. 2015, raise your hand.
Both.
Okay, cool. So if you were a coach last year, raise your hand. I just like to get kind of like knowing what's going on. 2015, did you struggle finding like coaches to join you in the business? Yeah. Okay. So raise your hand if you struggled helping those coaches that you did have kind of get into Success Club every single month. I know I did. Yeah. All right. So creating coaches, bringing coaches in, and then helping them hit Success Club every single month. That's the key to success. So if we're not doing that, we're in trouble, right? So I have some solutions tonight, a few tips that I want to share and talk to you about, hopefully give you some insight. Like I said, things that you're going to hear, I hope that you've already heard before. You've probably heard 1,000 times, but sometimes hearing them from other people just gives you a different perspective in how to, take that in. So you are what you attract in this business. And I know that's simple, but it's 100% true. You are what you attract in this business. So guess what? If you're not showing up every single day, being consistent on social media, being consistent in your workout program, being consistent in trying to be a better person and better yourself every day, nobody on your team is going to do that. So if you're frustrated with your team, if you're frustrated with not being able to find coaches, it's easy to set blame, right? It's easy to say, well, they're not doing this or they're not doing that. Before you start blaming people, always self-reflect, always come back and look at yourself and say, what am I not doing? What could I be doing more of? Where else could I show up to be a better leader for my team? So you are what you attract. If you're scared, guess what? Your coaches are going to be scared. If you're not rank advancing and seeing your business move forward, your coaches are not going to have the motivation or inspiration to do the same thing. So goal setting in this business is huge. Having a plan to get from point A to point B and how you're going to do that is huge, right? We are the leaders of our team, and we have to kind of just step into that, whether we're ready or not, because I'm sure you've heard this too. You'll gain your wings on the way down. I think Dana and I, everything that we've done, kind of milestones in our business, I think we started around the same time. It's like, oh, you're going to do your first team call? I'm going to do my first team call. How many people did you have show up? You had one person? I had 2 people. You know what I mean? So it's like those things getting started that are scary, but that really make us grow as people. So you are who you attract. It's time to step out and be excited that you get this opportunity and to share that with other people and bring that enthusiasm into your team every single day so that they can thrive too. Sorry, I'm looking down. Yeah, so I think a lot of time, guys, we get really, really caught up in rank and Success Club points and the leadership boards and recognition, and we forget what builds success. And I'm going to sound like a broken record tonight, but I hope that by the end of the call, this is all you remember. You are what builds success. Your growth in yourself is what builds success. So when they tell you to read personal development, work out, drink your Shakeology, and invite people, those are not things to do just because it's part of the job. You actually have to do those vital behaviors because you want to be better. I work out every day, not because I love it, but because it makes me a better person to work out. I'm a better wife. I'm a better daughter. I'm a better sister. I'm sure as hell going to be a better mother in 4 months when this baby is born. You know what I mean? So I do this for a bigger purpose because it makes me a better person. I read personal development every day, not always because I want to, but because I'm invested in growing myself so that I could grow a team and be a better leader for them. So whether that's 5 minutes a day and you get 2 pages read, it doesn't matter. What can you take away in those 2 pages that you read that you can take and apply to your business right away, that you can share with your team, that you have a good lesson to share on social media, that you can add value to somebody? So think deeper into the vital behaviors as not just a list of things I need to check off every single day. Think of it as doing those things, how that's going to make you better and how that's going to duplicate into your team and into your network. People follow that and they see that you're inspiration behind that. So after you guys master that, right, everything that you do in your business, and this is where I failed because I was so busy working on me that I forgot to share to my coaches how to work on them, because I had a lot to work on. There was a lot of insecurities, a lot of doubt, a lot of fears, a lot of change that I needed to make. And then what you need to do when you figure that out, when you figure out what you need, you teach other people how to figure that out too. Just like we're really good at helping our challengers have weight loss stories, you have to be really good at helping your coaches find their greatest potential. What are their biggest goals? What do they need to work on? So a lot of times, guys, I see coaches getting stuck at diamond or not being able to even reach diamond. And I think I know the reason to that because I struggled with this myself. You're thinking too small. Your vision is not big enough. It's not big enough for yourself and it's not big enough for your coaches. So if you think to yourself, I'm going to be a diamond coach, and you have a date set on it, what's the furthest that your brain is allowing you to go? Are you thinking, I need to find 2 coaches and help them get to Emerald? Probably. But what if you thought, I need to find 2 coaches to really help them maximize this opportunity and become as successful as they could be? See the difference there? You have to be the visionary for the people that you bring into your team. And although that we can get to diamond by having a few emeralds on our team, you're not going to get beyond diamond unless you grow leaders. So you might as well start now in looking at people in a sense that I want to help this person maximize this opportunity as best as I know how. What can I teach them now that I didn't do when I started my business? And not only will you become a diamond and beyond, but you'll stay a diamond, you'll continue to grow, and you'll see that in other areas other than rank. You'll see that in volume growth. You'll see that in confidence. Do you know how good it feels to be able to hand somebody this opportunity and watch it actually change their life? It's very fulfilling. So if you look at that perspective and take diamond and the rank out of it and look at how much more this could be for you, and think bigger, think long-term vision for yourself and for your coaches, I think that there could be a huge shift in your business. So coaches coming into the business, we bring new coaches into the business and sometimes we fumble with how to get them started. There's 1,000 getting started right processes. There's tons of YouTube videos they can watch. They can do 50,000 trainings, but I think it's pretty simple. Coming into the business, you want to help them do 3 things. You want to help them see results and believe in the products and the programs. Number 1, it doesn't matter if they hit Success Club in their first month, because if they don't see results themselves, they're not going to be here in 6 months. So always, always encourage them to be a challenger first, to be in the trenches, to be a product of the product, right? To try to do something. We're coaches, we're not perfect, but I think it's important that everybody at least do a program 100% one time, just to say that you did it, just so that you can relate to the people that you're going to help do the same thing. So number 1, help those coaches see amazing results so that they believe in the products and the programs. Make sure they're drinking Shakeology every single day, and then ask them, how have you felt since drinking this, right? Get them to start telling you a story, because a lot of times they don't even realize it half the time. I haven't had, stomach issues, or I haven't craved any treats for like a month. 21-day fix is working great. Well, what about Shakeology? Don't you? I think that's a big, that's a lot to do with it. So help them build that story and their belief in their products and programs. Second thing that I think is really important for new coaches is helping them help that first person when they first get started. So to me, what I do to help my new coaches over any training now, over anything, is I want to help them make that first sale, because that first sale is crucial to their success and their longevity as a coach in my eyes. Because what that means is they get that first sale, they believe that they can do this. How do they get that first sale? Put their journey on social media. It's not hard. Say they're starting a program. Say they're starting a challenge group. Talk to a family member. Talk to a friend. Get that first sale because that's really important. And then the third thing is helping them get in Success Starters. So earn that call with the CEO the first month. Help them hit Success Club that first month. And then I really, really think that if you can help somebody see great results and help 3 to 5 people in their first month as a coach hit Success Starters and get that first sale, doesn't matter if it's a discount coach or a customer, guys. If it's a challenge pack, it's a challenge pack. It doesn't matter. They can hit Emerald in month 2 or month 3. Who cares? Get them in Success Club. That's important. I think a leader is made at that point. If you can do that for somebody for 3 months in a row, I think a leader is made at that point, and I think that your business is going in a great direction, and you've duplicated that leadership now. They want to help somebody do the exact same thing. So for switching gears a little bit, just tell you a little about me and how much I lacked building the team in my first year of business. So for the first 12 months, I was the Success Club rock star. I was at the top of the leaderboards. I was a Success Club 10 All-Star in my account, a Success Club 5 All-Star in my husband's account. I was helping all these people, and then 1 year mark hit, and I thought that, everyone says stay in the business a year. You're going to make it if you stay in the business a year. A year came, guys, and I had nothing to show for it. My entire first year was commission-based. I helped, 20 to 30 people almost every single month, and it did nothing for me because I was missing the big picture of all of this, which is to share the business opportunity with people and help them help people. You can only help so many people yourself. So you need a tribe to help more people and reach more people. You want the majority of your paychecks to not be commission-based. You want the majority of your paychecks to be built off of the team that you've developed and that your leadership skills have developed. So we have to start putting our focus now on not just challenge groups. We have to start putting our focus on how to bring in new coaches, how to inspire people to want to join, your team in this business opportunity. So it's not about getting an unlimited amount of challengers, which I thought it was. It's about getting an unlimited amount of challengers that we turn into coaches and then help them duplicate the same process that we just talked about. But guess what? It all starts with you. We can't help people until we help ourselves. So make sure that you make a commitment to yourself every single day, first and foremost, to do those vital behaviors, not because you have to, guys, but because you want to. You want to be better. You're all here for a reason. We all have really strong whys. Hone in on that. Don't let anybody stop you from achieving that. I had to speak at Super Saturday in January. This was the first time I actually really told my story. What people know about my story is that I'm a military wife. I struggled with weight and I struggled to find a job. And Beachbody came into my life and ta-da, everything's better. That's what I tell on social media. But the truth behind all of that is I didn't come from this amazing, luxurious lifestyle. I lived in hotels and motels. My dad was in prison half my life, more than half of my life. Constantly no money. We were a very poor family. Like just things that went on in my life that could have probably taken me down a completely different crossroad. But instead, I chose not to be the victim of those circumstances and to be the victor. And then I wanted to do something different. So my sister and I decided, hey, we're going to go to college. We're going to be the first ones to graduate college. You know what I mean? And do something with our lives. So whatever your past is, don't let it determine your future. Your future is your future, and you can create whatever you want to create, and it can become for you whatever you want it to become. This opportunity is gold. This is so amazing. And you know what? Some days I take advantage of that. Some days I'm like, I don't want to work. I don't want to post on social media. I don't want to be positive. I don't want to do these things, But this is an opportunity to really change your life, but not only that, to make a difference in other people's lives. So we have to start looking at that. Like if we're not sharing this, holy crap, we're doing people a disservice, because this truly has the opportunity to be the vehicle for change in your life. This doesn't have to be your dream job, but this can be the vehicle to helping you achieve all those things that you want to achieve. All right, so that was long-winded tip number 1. Tip number 2. I saw my business completely shift when I stopped looking at my coaches and cheering them, like being a cheerleader, and I started to be their coach. So for me, that was a really, really tough transition because I just want to hold everybody and love everybody and hug everybody. And I wasn't doing anything to help my coaches become better. They were making excuses that just shouldn't have been the things that they should have made excuses for. And to me, I was saying, you know what, it's okay. It's all right that you missed Success Club. Let's try next month. Or, you know what, it's okay that you haven't posted anything in 4 days. Let's try again next month. Or I understand you're defeated. Like, don't worry about it. We'll get better. No. If you want to help somebody be the best that they can be, call them out. Be honest and real with them. It doesn't have to be mean. But if you know that and you believe that somebody has so much potential and they're just not letting it out, I think it's your job as a coach to be that for them, to shed the light on that situation, to be like, look, you came to me because you wanted to be here because you had these set of goals. And you're going to tell me that one little setback and you're going to give up on all of that? Be a coach, guys. We have to separate friendship from coaching, because if we want to help people be better, it takes a lot of leadership on our part to be able to be honest. Being a coach is not something that comes natural to me. It's a lot of leadership books. I'm humble and shy and like, I don't want to hurt anybody, but I think we hurt people more when we act like that. So get real with your coaches. Connect with people. Connect with your challengers. Get on that different level that's really going to impact and make a change in people's lives. So I wrote this down. I said, it's not our job to make people believe us. It's just our job to make people feel as good as we feel. So imagine if we could actually make people feel as good as we feel. If they had the results that we have, if they felt that internal change that we felt. If the stuff that we post on social media that makes us happy, if they felt that too. We don't have to convince them. We just have to coach them to see the changes that we've seen in ourselves. That's what creates leaders and leadership on your team. Tip number 3, and this is, I think, the last thing I have for you guys, is educate yourself. Educate yourself, educate yourself. Knowledge, they say knowledge is power, right? Knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is potential power. Action is power. Take action on the things that you learn and on the things that you are going to teach yourself and teach your teams. You have to know what you're working towards all the time. You have to have a set goal on, what do I want to achieve this year? Raise your hand if like being a 2-star premier coach or 5-star elite coach is like on your radar this year. It'd be something that you would like love to achieve. I see a few hands. Now, raise your hand if you have the elite guide printed off and you know what it means and you track it every single day. You know how many coaches you want to bring in a month. You know how many you actually did bring in a month. Raise your hand if you're tracking it like that. That's the difference. We have to be so specific in what we're working towards, and we have to work on it every single day. If we're not breaking our goals down that specifically, we're behind. So whatever your goal may be, if it's emerald, if it's diamond, if it's ruby, if it's 1-star, break it down, reverse engineer it, figure out what you need to do, and keep your eye on that 100%. And you're going to achieve that goal. It took me I didn't hit elite early. I didn't hit 5-star early. It took me 365 days. I set the goal on January 1st. I filled out the elite guide. I educated myself on it. My coach didn't teach me this. I wanted it. I had to educate myself on it. Asked for some help from some other coaches. Asked for some help from my upline, telling her that I wanted to achieve this. Every single day I pushed for it, and I did not even come close until December 31st of 2015. How many people do you know would push for something for that long without giving up? You've got to be that person. You have to be that person. You have to be specific and goal-oriented and know what you want to work for. If you have yearly goals down, how are you going to break those up over a month? How are you going to break those down over a week? Right? So be specific in what you want and know that, you can achieve it. No matter how long it takes, guys, you can achieve it. Dana's not this superhero. I'm not this superhero. We were just a couple crazy girls that said, I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do this. I want my team to have this name. I want to represent them as this. You can do the same for your team. You just have to be focused on it 100%. Don't wait for your coach to give you direction on goals to shoot for. You have a back online office that is full of knowledge that can teach you. I had no idea in 2014 that I was even eligible to be a premier coach because I didn't know what a premier coach meant. And I worked my business the entire year, and I ended up falling short 5 points of being a premier coach. That could have been a front row summit ticket, all this fun gear, walking on stage, doing all these amazing things like that the leaders in the company get to do. But because I didn't educate myself on it, I didn't know that it was available to me. There's so many things that are available to you, so don't blame your coach or wait for somebody to give you that direction. Set goals and shoot for them, and tell your coach, this is what I want. I've been looking this up in the Coach Online office. I saw recognition that this was something that I could push for, and I want to do that. Push for those things. That's what's going to get your business going and build momentum and get your team excited and have them pushing for big goals. So you have to do it yourself. Guys, the only way to failure in this business is to quit. That's it. You close shop tomorrow, that's the only way you fail. Everything else is a learning experience. This year for me has been the most trying 3 months of my entire business. The most trying. And I'm pregnant on top of that. So let's add the hormones in and on how defeated I felt every single day. But the only way that I'm really going to be defeated is if I quit. And that is just not an option. We'll weather the storm. We'll get over the hump. And that, that breakthrough is going to come. You just have to hang on, and you have to keep fighting for your vision, that big picture that you see so clearly that you're working for. And know that you will get there if you just keep going. So that's all I have, Dana.
Before you finish, will you do your little spiel about prospering where you're planted? That's my favorite.
I don't even know. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to put it in this perspective. I'm sitting here. Okay, so we're in the military. I tell you guys that. We move all the time. And I just make these stupid excuses for myself. I'm like, you know what? If I just had an organized workspace, if I didn't have to work at my kitchen table with the TV behind me while my husband he's very good now. He has it on mute while he plays the video game, like the shooting game. And I'm like, I can't concentrate. I can't be successful in my business because of this monstrous TV behind me, and I can't focus. So I make these excuses in my life, right? I'm like, I'd eat better if I had a better kitchen to cook at, or if I had more space, or if I had more time, or if I had a different opportunity. That's all. Sorry if there's kids on the call. That's all bullshit. Prosper where you're planted. You can become and do and achieve whatever you want in whatever situation that you're in. 2 years ago, when we were on one income and I was deferring loan payments and I spent the last $140 I had on a challenge pack, I couldn't even get Shakeology the next month, you guys, unless I sold enough challenge packs to afford it. Prosper where you're planted. Create what you want in that moment, and don't wait another second or have another excuse on why it's not happening for you. You have to create it. My business can still be a great business even if I have to work from my dining room table with the shooting guns behind me. So whatever your excuse is, drop it. And I think that's what you mean, Dana, like prosper where you're planted. We're all going to have situations. Kids screaming, right? Long work days because we're still in full-time hours. Sacrificing, not being able to do the things that we're used to doing, like the luxuries of television or, things like that. Don't let those be determining factors in your short-term sacrifice for your long-term vision. Prosper where you're planted.
I don't remember what call you did, but you did something about prosper where you're planted, and it's like what I think of every time I see that quote. I think of you. I just love it. I absolutely love everything you covered. Do you guys have questions for Natalie while we have her?
Yeah. And sorry I can't breathe very well. I don't know if you noticed my shortness of
I was
breath.
gonna ask you if you're getting short-winded with the pregnancy.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it gets even better. Just you wait. Questions, guys? Or anything that she said that was really impactful for you?
Please ask me questions. Don't make me feel weird.
Jeremy, are you trying to talk? There you go.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the technology today. No, I loved what you said, Natalie. I thought that was really good. As a new coach with as Dana and some of the other people know, some aggressive goals, Emerald right now, trying to get to Diamond and kick ass. What would you recommend? So online office is still one of my biggest struggles, to be totally honest with you. I understand balancing the legs and all this kind of stuff, but beyond that, what would you recommend digging into or investing in that segment of my time? Because I feel like I'm getting better habits and skills with power hours and setting goals and working on those things, but that other stuff is still kind of beyond me.
Yeah, I think that's what's missing is whatever the beyond me is, whatever's not correlating or you're not understanding or you still don't have knowledge of, it's figuring that out. I guess my biggest question to you is what is your driving force to reach Diamond? Why do you want to achieve that so bad? What will that signify for you?
So for me, this is great on the spot. So for me, getting to Diamond, I think is a huge accomplishment, both in my personal abilities after recovering from a motorcycle accident and trying to get over this, and also starting to build a community that I can help and share, and a different group of friends from a very different place that is not my life before, that was very much going out, kind of taking advantage of my body, and not really setting myself up for a future, just living too in the now. And I now have a very different emotional perspective for the time that I've been given and that I'm here and what I want to make of that. So
awesome.
that's why I'm pushing for Diamond.
Do you talk about that on social media?
I'm trying. I'm getting better about that. I think I don't know. And Dana, call me out. You see my post, Pam, Kelly, you guys see most of my stuff. I have been lately trying to share more personal stuff and more vulnerable stuff.
Right.
And not just the happy me.
Right.
That is I'm doing great. I worked out and now I'm dancing for the first time ever and that kind of stuff, which is all that is honestly how I feel, because it is super exciting. But I don't know if it's resonating.
Yeah.
I think that the video you did about why you are a coach explained a lot of that. And it was really awesome and really impactful to see somebody just out of the gates, put it all out there. But we have to remember with our stories that, especially as you're adding to your network, there are things that you have to tell over and over and over again. I've, talk about becoming a single mom and overcoming an eating disorder and losing my dad and all those things a million times. And in the beginning, it was kind of why do I want to share this again? People are going to think I'm a broken record. But reality is, if you're growing your network, and not everybody sees things the first or the second or the third time you post them either. And people that do, they don't really care because they start to learn you and your story and like you and follow you. And you just have to keep sharing that in different ways and in different aspects and breadcrumbing your story. So I think you're well on your way because you definitely know how to voice that. It's just more tying it into your daily posts for sure.
100%. I was going to say something similar, but also too, I don't even know you and you just gave me the smallest tidbit of you. And I can already tell that there's so much to you that you have to share and to give. And I think that like your inspiration to like just want to like prove to yourself that you can do this and just grow a community and just to have that community. I think the more that you start to focus on that, because I think, you know, things that we want, the reason we don't achieve them is lack of focus. So whatever you told me, like if you just continually focus on that every day, I want this community. I'm going to have this. I want to be able to share myself and not just be this funny guy all the time, like to show that I'm a real person with true struggles and emotion and things like that. Focusing on that is going to be a game changer in your business. But also too, educating yourself on the perks of Diamond, right? To give you that little extra boost of like, what am I even going to achieve when I get here? You know, and what's my plan?
I don't really know.
Yeah, that's huge. You have to know, because I didn't know. And then I got to Diamond and I was like, well, this isn't really any different. But you realize when you get there that it's really just an amazing platform for you to actually start growing your business. So it's necessary to get there. So Dana, are you the upline?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so whoever the upline is, like saying like, look, this is my goal. This is what I want to do. But I really need help in breaking down like the fundamentals of Diamond and what that's going to mean for my business. So understanding cycles in volume, understanding how to maximize your volume, understanding that to be a Diamond, you have to have 2 coaches on your team. And remember, we don't want those coaches to just be emeralds. You want to find people that you can help maximize this opportunity. That's going to shoot you up to 2-star just by finding 2 coaches who you want to help maximize the opportunity. So again, just educating yourself, because as soon as I learned what Elite or what Premier or what 2-star or what Diamond could do for me, I was like, game on, let's go. You know what I mean? And then I went. But before I had that knowledge, I wasn't as motivated to get there. So just keep learning every single day.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, because Natalie, I love that. And Dana, I'll sync with like Stephanie and Rachel too. And figure that out, because I think that's a great point. Is the best place in online office like Leadership Ladder to look at? Like, is that the resource center? Because that's where I've been reading and trying to learn about the different things.
I actually have some of that in the end of our leadership training that you're in right now. But yes, the Leadership Ladder is definitely a huge resource that Natalie and I didn't have when we were new coaches. Right. That literally you go in there and you click on any rank and it tells you what you need to be doing, what you should be working on, you know, tips and tricks of how to do it and what to do next and how to set goals and utilize that. It's huge. I wish I had that.
Yeah, I'll add one last thing. My biggest resource over anything is YouTube. I'm YouTubing like a mofo. I'm finding coaches that are successful and I'm looking at their YouTube channel and you can see the titles of what they talk about. And if I don't know what it means, I want to know what it means. So I'm watching it regardless if it's a goal of mine or not, because maybe it will be after I see that. You know what I mean? So constantly just be learning every single day.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have questions for Natalie? Kelly, no. I want to say that what you said about asking about goal setting, because this is something that's been on my mind that I need to talk to the team about and even work on more so myself, because I think, and I don't know if you feel the same, Natalie, but after achieving a big goal like last year, you kind of feel like, oh my God, what do I do now? Like, where do I start from? And if you're newer, it's kind of like you have to exactly know why you're shooting for those goals, because I was the same. I pushed for Diamond, and I kind of got there and I was like, okay, what next? Like, what do I do now? And it's really important to really, really have that long-term vision, because if you don't, there's nothing that is going to push you to have a sense of urgency to hit these goals that you set. You know, it's going to be like, oh, I want to be a Diamond by, you know, March 31st. But if you don't know why you're doing it and what it's just progressing you forward towards doing in your long-term vision, then there's going to be nothing that's really driving you with a sense of urgency to get to those things. I know for me, I knew right away when I started coaching that I wanted to be full-time as fast as possible. And I didn't know how, and I didn't know what and who and where and how it was going to happen. But I had that driving force that I was like, I'll figure it out. Just like Natalie said, like if you have that long-term vision and you have a strong enough why, like you have to trust that you will have success if you stick this out and stay in it in the long run. And like she said, make it to a year and then you reevaluate, because once you get to a year, you kind of feel like, okay, I got this. Like I kind of know what I'm doing now. Like now I can do another year and see where it takes me. And I think maybe, Natalie, you'll agree that when you get to the place where you've been in 2 years, it's really life-changing, and not just in the sense of financially, but in the sense of like you said, like, holy crap, this opportunity is gold. Like there is nothing else that you will ever find in your life like this, where you can build financial freedom, but not only that, just impact so many people in so many different ways. And I mean, sometimes I think at this place where I am, that you kind of take for granted the things that used to be the things that excited you in the beginning. You know, the little like cheering on of a challenger that's lost 10 pounds and the, you know, person that's signed up their first 2 people, and those little things that in the beginning were super exciting. And as you go along, they just become such second nature. And you have to take a step back and just be insanely grateful that all these little tiny pieces and these little tiny achievements and these little tiny things that you find fulfillment in, those are the things that are going to grow you a business that is ultimately life-changing, not just for yourself, but for your teams. And like Natalie said, and this is something that we've been discussing a little bit in the leadership training, is that there is nothing more fulfilling in this business than watching your coaches change their lives with this business. Because yes, it is amazingly fulfilling when you have a challenger that loses 30 pounds and they feel confident, you know, in their clothes and in pictures with their kids and overcome a physical injury. Those things are all amazingly wonderful too. But when you start to see, it gives me chills. I know the first taste of this for me was when I had Kelly tell me that she wanted to be home when she had her second baby. And that was when it like hit me like a ton of bricks, that I was like, holy shit, like I have the opportunity to help a girl on my team who was one of my best friends in high school be home with her kids. Like that's what you do this business for. So if you're thinking just in terms of, I need to hit Success Club 6, think bigger, like Natalie said, because whatever you're focusing on, that's what's going to become the reality of your business. And wholeheartedly, when we talk about personal development, if you're not focusing on growing yourself more than anything else, you're never going to go anywhere in this business, because there's always going to be fears and self-doubts, and there's going to be things that you struggle with that you don't even know that you're projecting and reflecting onto people on your team and that you work with. Because it's almost like, I feel like when you don't work on what's broken within you or things that you need to personally overcome, that you're never going to be able to help other people with those things. And like Natalie said, her first year, she had so much to fix, you know, so did I. And it's all about finding a balance between working really hard on you and then taking what you learn and pouring that back into the people you're working with, whether it's your challengers or your coaches. But don't discredit how incredibly, incredibly fulfilling this will be when you start to form a team of your own. And know that, like Natalie said, you have this tribe of people that is on the same mission as you. Because alone, it's great. You can help 3 to 5 people a month, you know, and you've hit your goal. But think about it. If you find 2 people, 4 people, 6 people, coaches, and you're all out there helping 3 to 5 people a month, it's like our team is now. We help, you know, upwards of 100 people every single month. That's crazy. And it all starts with one person. It starts with you. So thank you, Natalie, for bringing it back to the basics tonight and reminding us why we're all here, and that we are made for more. And it first begins with the belief in yourself. Last opportunity, guys. Do you have any last questions before we hop off tonight and let Natalie go?
I'll ask a question. Sorry, I had a crying child before. But thanks, Natalie. Like a toddler, so it was really loud. But thank you so much, Natalie. That was awesome. I feel like it was all the basics, but it wasn't at the same time. I guess like what you guys said, it was different. So it clicked and resonated a lot for me. But I guess my question is, you said that you focused on Success Club a lot your first year, and I know I still get into that mindset sometimes. Like I'm trying to take a step back and be like, okay, like what's better here, and like what do I need to spend more time on? And I'm trying, I guess, to like really help my challengers turn into coaches and like focus on recruiting coaches. But I don't know, what do you think changed? Like when you made that realization that your team didn't grow, like what did you do, I guess, differently? Like how did you recruit coaches? And along with that mindset, I guess, what were your actions that changed?
So for me, that's a really great question. And it's a really simple answer that you're probably going to be like, are you kidding me right now? But what it is I went to my page, right? Self-evaluate, guys. Always look at yourself. What am I doing? What could I be doing more of? I never shared about the coaching opportunity, not one time in my 12 months as a coach. I never shared about anything other than a weight loss journey. I never shared about the internal change, how good I felt, how my confidence was, how I did help a few coaches that first year, because I did have like 2 to 3 coaches going into my second year. You know what I mean? So it's starting to share other things other than just health and fitness, and realizing that this business is so much more, and making a consistent effort to kind of put that out there into the universe and put your focus on that. So if you want, and for you, Kelly, like where you're at in your business, like don't discredit Success Club. We know that that's important. It's a non-negotiable in your business, but maybe for you now it's looking at your business as a whole. It's like, what's my game plan this month? What's my marketing plan this month? All right, the first 10 days I'm focusing on challengers. I'm going to lock in Success Club 10 or 15 or whatever you crazy people's goal is these days. I know you all are up there in the crazy numbers, but so whatever your goal is, lock it in the first 10 days. Focus on that 100%. And then as soon as you do it, shift your focus. Now you're going to talk about the business opportunity. Now you're going to start looking at those challengers who've been challengers for 2 months and putting more attention into them as far as encouraging them and how inspiring they are. You know what I mean? So it's just making that little tiny shift in splitting up your time, and not just 100% Success Club, Success Club, Success Club. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. I feel like I've been pretty good about posting about the business opportunity from the start, but I still just feel like I get like really caught up in like the hustle of like people, like more people. And like, I just have a hard time like just saying like, okay, well, instead of bringing on new people that like maybe will turn coaches, like I just need to like talk about the business opportunity that second half of the month, like you were saying. And I don't know, I guess that's where I struggle the most.
Yeah, it's just finding that balance, and whatever your priorities are, just making it a goal to focus on that. And to, you know, I don't want to ever tell you to stop looking for challengers if it's the 20th of the month, but you're already in Success Club, so I can't help that person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you have the focus afterwards, you're still going to attract people to your business. They know what you do. And during that time where you're not trying to recruit challengers, you're trying to recruit coaches, you're still sharing your lifestyle and your inspiring posts about your physical transformation and being a mom and your goals and things like that. But now you're also adding in consistent coaching posts and coaching opportunities. And I have yet to do this, guys. I've been a coach for 2 years, and this month I'm holding my first live broadcast into coaching. Like I've not done that yet. It all started with like sneak peeks and things like that. But I think it's really important for people to hear me, because I'm just much better just talking to people than I am trying to motivate them through words on social media. So finding what works for you, a platform that you can invite them to learn more about the business.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Last questions? No? Okay. Thank you, Miss Natalie, so much for sharing your wisdom with us. I hope that it was as impactful for everybody as it was for me. I'm always inspired by you. Thank you guys for hopping on tonight. Good to see all your faces, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.